All right, and we're live. So welcome back.
Sweet.
Yes, welcome to Unhinged Tech, the latest and greatest tech talk show on Wednesday night. And as you can see here, I have a special guest on who is not Dan. So some of you all can be really happy about that. And if you're not happy about it, he'll be back next week. But we have Des here with us. So Ask Des with T-Mobile. He was kind enough to come hop on tonight, and we're super excited to talk about all the wonderful new Samsung goodness that's come out in the world.
Yeah, there is a lot of it, isn't there?
It's been a crazy couple of weeks, and it was funny because we just had the regular Unpacked event a couple of weeks ago, and right before that, they gave us the Z Flip 5G, and they're like, "Ta-da! We're not going to wait. We're just going to go ahead and let you pre-order it now."
Yeah.
So they put that out for pre-order, and then they had the Unpacked event, and then they're like, "But wait, you got to wait a couple more weeks before we give you all the information on the Z Fold 2." So I'm glad that they left that for a special event, which was a really nice event. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it was very interesting. Seems like there were a lot of things announced in the first unpack, but not a lot of things released. Some things came a little later. Some things were like, hang tight, there'll be more on this, like we saw yesterday morning, right? With Fold. There was kind of a follow-up unpack. We've seen more information about tablets now, the Tab S7 and S7 Plus, the 5G models. Folds, T-Mobile's carrying tons of A series devices. So I swear there's an A71, a 51, a 21, an 11. I'm probably forgetting some A series.
There is a lot.
There are a lot of them.
Samsung makes phones from like $100 to like $2,000. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah. I think we haven't officially announced our pricing yet for Fold. That comes a little closer to launch, but other folks have, and you can imagine everybody's gonna be kind of in that same orbit. And yeah, that phone's right around $2,000. So
yeah, and I don't want to dig into that. I know some people have been like, "Why hasn't T-Mobile announced it yet?" I'm like, look, it doesn't matter. The phone's going to come out the same day for everyone. Mm-hmm. And until the pre-orders go live, you're not behind the line on anyone. So just slow it down, wait a day or two, and then when it comes out, you can jump on it. It's going to be there. Don't worry.
I mentioned, someone asked when the pre-order was, and I said, well, you can pre-order it on the 18th, and we'll hand it to you right then and there, and you won't have to wait.
Yeah. We do have a couple of guys over here: Ian, Samveer, Bogdan, Colin. Welcome.
Nice.
Des was just talking about that. So yeah, it'll be announced here sometime in the near future, but you can definitely get it on launch day.
Yep. And to answer Colin's question, there is no pre-order at T-Mobile for the Z Fold 2 5G. You just can get it on September 18th. You can go into a number of T-Mobile stores, or you can get it at T-Mobile.com, and then choose your shipping preference.
I misunderstood that. So there's not going to be a pre-order for that.
Nah. We just have it for you on the day of launch.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. I'm sure some people will like to get that information, and then they'll be happy. You know what's really cool, though? Oh, nice. We nailed the name pronunciation. Happy to hear that.
Perfect.
So one thing that surprised me, and I didn't really pay too much attention to it when I was kind of in and out watching the Unpacked event for the Z Fold yesterday. What's really cool to me about it is those colored hinges on the back. Did you see that?
Yeah, the custom order, and I think it seems like it's a little bit longer lead time. I think it takes 5 weeks. Yeah. Does that sound right? Yeah, 5 weeks.
I hopped on Samsung last night and I was looking at it. I didn't buy it. And I put that on Twitter today. I'm like, things I didn't do today. Buy the Z Fold 2, and I have to keep doing that to make sure I don't go ahead and buy it. But yeah, it's like a 5-week additional lead time on them right now. But it's cool because there's the black Z Fold 2, and then there's the Mystic Bronze, and then there's different varying. I think there's like 5 different colors. They've got like the red, they got the blue. I think they have like a gold color one. I can't remember. I can't remember all the colors, but I was like, man, the black one doesn't appeal to me as much as the Mystic Bronze one does. But whenever you get that black one and throw that crimson red or that blue, it looks really good.
You could have a Sith phone, right? your own Star Wars edition. Yeah, I have the black Fold 2 right here, and I was thinking about that too. Yeah, this out of the two, this one is definitely more interesting color-wise around the bezel. So this device is all black, front, back, everything. A Mystic Bronze is Mystic Bronze, except for the front, which has a black bezel around the screen.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, for me, in fact, I'm sure this is why we're on the call tonight. Let me have it here. Let me see if I can show the viewers what this might look like. Yeah. Go ahead and grab it.
Dan decided to hop on for a second.
Hey. And there you couldn't resist. He couldn't resist.
The father-in-law's gone to bed.
Oh.
The wife is out at the store. Oh, look at
man, that looks so nice.
There's Mystic Bronze, and as you can see,
let me do this.
Oh, I love this. Yeah. So there is black on the front, bronze on the side, bronze on the back.
I like that though with the black on the screen because if you take a look at mine, I've got the bezels all the way around it. That would be kind of disruptive. So with that one uniform, just all black with the screen on the front, I mean, it looks natural. It looks good.
Yeah. Oh, look, there's a. We were talking about just. I see it in the background over. Oh, that right there. That jacket. That jacket is a. We were talking about a velvet. We should circle back on that jacket in a minute when you guys want to talk about LG.
Okay. Well, we've got you for. Let me see. Let me look at my time here.
We got plenty of time.
We got 23 minutes to tackle all of this, but so. Did you get to spend a lot of time with the original Fold before you got your hands on the Z Fold 2?
Yeah, I actually used it quite a lot, more so than the new one. I think that we're inundated with a lot of different Samsung products right now, making sure that I'm using them. That we don't write reviews. We do kind of fun unboxings and what we call product previews, so that we can get you guys and the customers excited about the products, but then really leave reviews up to tech reviewers. So an unboxing is just, hey, what's in the box? We actually cross-train our reps with a lot of the videos we create. And so we try to make sure, it has a screen protector, it doesn't have a screen protector, it has headphones, it doesn't have headphones in the box. Some of the things that sound a little bit more mundane, we're actually doing on purpose to help our care and retail reps just kind of remember what's inside the box, some of the key messages that either we or the OEM is trying to deliver. So if it's a Note, it's S Pen and camera and, huge screen or 5G connectivity. But then reviews, we stay away from reviews because we already have a really good sourcing team that goes out and goes shopping for all these great products. And so they're making the decisions. They're not bringing in a phone that's garbage. Right. I mean, we also run them through test and validation. So a phone has a long road to travel before it actually ever gets to a T-Mobile shelf, which is really nice because then that we have thoroughly gone over it, that our test and validation team has made sure it's going to deliver the best experience possible on our network, and that we can stand behind the product. And so then reviews are more subjective for you guys, and so for instance, for you guys and your podcast and YouTube show here, you probably have a certain following and a certain kind of folks that are on here, and like they may be OnePlus fans or they may be LG fans or whatever it is, but they definitely have an opinion, and you guys probably try to help answer as many of those questions as possible. And so for me, using all these phones, I've just got to make sure that it's funny. This is probably the first time this year I've had to keep a cheat sheet of notes to remember screen sizes, camera, right? Cameras, like the Fold is 3 12 megapixel cameras, right? The Note Ultra is 108 and a 16 something, and like it's just there's so many, right?
Fortunately, Samsung kind of likes to keep it with 12s. So, like, if you go to the Z Flip, it's 2 12s. If you go to the Fold, it's 3 12s. If you go to the Ultra, you've got the 2 12s and the 108 or the 64 on the Note 20. So they like to keep it kind of. I'm fine with that. I like that. But we do get a little bit more in the weeds on some stuff, or I'll get it and I'll completely immerse myself with using the phone for generally about. I'll do my unboxing because I think. important. Some people are like, not so much, but consumers, like tech people, don't care about them. But consumers, they want to know what they're going to get when they go buy them. So I think it's important from that perspective. But then I'll do like a 72-hour impressions, like, hey, I've had it for a couple of days. This is what I think. And then I'll keep using it. In about the 2-week mark, I'll do my full review after I've had plenty of time to let the battery settle, to get into my routines, the battery optimization, and use the camera and all that cool stuff. So it's kind of a process, but it's been really hard. And I'm sure you like you said, you've got your cheat sheet right now, but Samsung has thrown so many devices at us in just the last few weeks. It's I told you earlier, this is like a hobby for me, but really, I mean, it's more like a second full-time job because I spend so much time. It's not just shooting the video. It's, I'm using the phone and consciously having to remember this stuff and to test things out. It's a lot of work, but I mean, it's fun. It's a lot of work.
What do you shoot on when you shoot?
So for the last 3 years that I've done my channel, I've only used Samsung phones to record my videos.
Nice. Okay.
I just recently stepped up and I got, it's a bit of an older camera, but it's a Sony A7 II, which I just I've shot like my last 2 videos with it. So I'm working that out now, but up until these last 2 videos, I've always used a Samsung phone.
Yeah. I'll show my camera.
Yeah, iPhone's a good camera.
Great video. Absolutely great video on an iPhone. Not touch an iPhone for video.
I don't like iPhones for photos. But for video, I can rely on that 100% of the time based on the lighting that I have available to me to deliver video that I can ultimately work with in post, right? I can always get great 4K 60. I can speed it up. I can slow it down. It's usually pretty balanced, natural colors. And so I can saturate if I want, or I can leave it. It cracks me up that is my go-to video camera. And then of course, and it's we've when I started doing what I do, it really came out of a necessity to market products for T-Mobile. So we're all, we're a carrier or we're the uncarrier, but we're a service provider. It's probably the best way to put it, right? And so we're offering service and rate plans and deals, and it's expanded into cool things like T-Mobile Tuesdays and some other stuff like that. But ultimately, the phones are coming from someone else. But what I saw when I was a product manager was no one was taking the time to talk about why that phone was great on T-Mobile. And so that's why I started making Ask Des videos, just like, hey, I'm an answer guy. You can ask me questions and I'll answer them. And I saw unboxings as a great way to kind of, hey, here's a new Samsung Galaxy S20. It has Wi-Fi calling, works great on our network, supports these 5G bands, Go check it out today. Don't take my word for it. Go listen to your favorite reviewers or podcasts or whatever it may be. But we carry that thing, and here's why it's special on our network. And it just grew like crazy, right?
You're crazy unboxings. I miss it. Bring them back.
You will have tomorrow. You'll have. I was telling Adam before we got on. Probably one of my top 3 favorite all-time unboxings will air tomorrow morning.
Okay.
So that's for all the people who are watching this live. If you're watching the replay, it came out Thursday morning. We'll have some velvet goodness for you. And that jacket that was in the background, and the hat and the satchel, those are your 3 clues. I'm wearing a leather jacket and a hat and a satchel in this unboxing.
Are you starring in the upcoming Indiana Jones movie too?
Perhaps you are on the right track, and it is so much fun. We filmed it a mixture of digital effects and practical, and the digital is none of it's in post. It's all done through real-time rendering on an LCD screen or LCD wall, I should say, using a gaming engine and some VR effects to get some really cool camera angles and stuff like that. So you guys watch The Mandalorian, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Have you watched any of the behind the scenes of how they made it? And they're using Unreal. They're using Unreal Engine, and they go into the volume. Well, we have a little tiny volume, and we're rendering in real time in Unreal Engine, and so it'll be hard to tell. Yeah. Not hard, but it should be pretty fun for you guys to go and pick out what's a practical prop, what's a real thing I'm touching, and what might not be quite so real, but is right there with me. So tons of fun.
The one I remember you doing was underwater. Was it a Samsung?
Yes.
Was it the S7 you did in the water?
S7 was underwater.
Yeah.
Ian's saying awesome unboxings. Thank you. I was in Lexington, Kentucky, and it was a Thursday night. And I said, we were getting on a plane, the guys I was working with. We had just been doing some Verizon, screw you, Verizon man on the street, speed test challenge type stuff. And I said, I gotta unbox this new Samsung phone, this Galaxy S7, tomorrow, before next Tuesday, basically. And this is a Thursday night at 6:00 in Lexington. And they said, well, what do you want to do? And I said, well, when I was a product manager for Galaxy S5, that phone was waterproof. And it had that. Remember, it had the little gaskets on the back. It was a removable battery phone, had gaskets on the back inside the cover, and it was kind of waterproof. It might have, if it fell in the swimming pool, you might be okay, but really, probably some of the stuff I was doing with that phone you couldn't do. Well, this one, the S7 was really, IP68, up to 3.5 feet or 5 feet 30 minutes. And I said, I'd love to unbox this just as if I'm one of those unboxing guys sitting at a table in a pool. And they're like, we can make that happen. By the time the plane landed back in Seattle, at 11 o'clock that night, the guys I were with said, okay, call time's 7:45 tomorrow morning, somewhere in Seattle. I'll text you the address when you wake up. And sure enough, 8 a.m., I'm in jeans and a T-Mobile t-shirt, sitting at a table underwater in a swimming pool, and there you go.
That's crazy. I think that's really interesting. That's something you don't normally see. It's not, instead of like, hey, look, we're going to take the box off. Ooh, wow, there's the phone. It's in the water.
Well, it's waterproof. It's waterproof, right? And so that was kind of the
selling point right there.
How do you drive it home, right, Dan? Yeah. How do you drive? How do you say, look, this thing's waterproof? It's so waterproof. This whole video is done underwater.
Yeah.
And then, of course, with the Galaxy S8, it was waterproof and shot in 4K. So, okay, let's go get wet. Can somebody find an aquarium where we can go play with some sharks? No, we're going to put you out in the open ocean, and you're going to unbox in a shark cage. Be careful what you ask for sometimes.
they were fun. They were real good fun. That's how I remember. I first started talking to you. You were very new on Twitter when I had about 4 accounts previous to this because I kept getting banned for impersonating myself, believe it or not. I don't actually know that I was impersonating myself. And T-Mobile were bringing out something called T-Mobile Dark, but I don't think it ever actually came out, or After Dark or something. And it was when the S4 Google Play version was out and the HTC One Google Play, and they were looking at maybe trying to supply them phones to customers, but it didn't ever actually come
Underground. I created that. Yeah, I created that. It was a website for it was just kind of in the T-Mobile.com lineup, but it was called T-Mobile Underground. And it was Google Play Edition phones. It was the HTC Re camera. Remember that little GoPro style camera?
Yeah.
We had a lot of fun little one-offs there, and it was stuff where we just wanted to test the waters and see if anybody was interested in that kind of stuff. Because for me, being the original product manager for the T-Mobile G1, that's where Dan and I know each other from, I'm a fan, right? I'm a huge fan. I'm probably a distant cousin to a godfather of Android somehow from owning that product on the T-Mobile side of the house. But it was, I just always love that stuff. And so if I like it, maybe there are some other crazy guys like me. I think you guys call them tech rejects, but right? I mean, that's us, right? We love that kind of stuff. And so and this stuff is fun. So why not make the unboxings fun? Make them entertaining, right? And hopefully you guys will find tomorrow's entertaining.
Yeah, I'll watch that. That's great.
And what time does that come on tomorrow?
It'll be bright and early in the morning on T-Mobile's YouTube channel.
All right.
Well, I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be a good time. Yeah, one question here, real quick. I don't know if you have any insight on it. We can address this briefly, but Mr. Bogdan was asking about the Galaxy A51 5G. Worth it?
I actually, that phone surprised me. I really like that phone. For a reasonably priced 5G, I hate to say this because I'm also sitting here with the Rebel. I've been playing with the Rebel. Rebel's not bad at all, but that A51, the screen on that thing is super crisp.
Yeah.
Super crisp. So when I look at an A51, I think of a couple kind of types of people who might use that. One of the things I really like about Samsung is they have easy mode on their phones. If you haven't played with that, it basically just puts takes your phone down to, I think, what is it? Dan's nodding, so he might have seen it. Is it 9? It's 9 or 12 icons
12
on the home screen, right? Big fat buttons for someone like a parent or a kid.
That's exactly.
Easy mode's great for that. So A51's a good 5G type phone for one of those types of people because it's future proof, right? You can buy it and hand it to them for 2 or maybe even 3 years. And then for an everyday person just looking for a good value phone, A51 has solid cameras. I think it has a big front-facing camera. I know the 71 had a 32 megapixel camera. Yeah. It's like this selfie kind of Snapchatty, TikTok-y kind of front-facing camera. I can't remember what A51 has on the front.
32 megapixel.
Does it also have 32?
Yeah, 32 on the front and 48 on the back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that screen on the A51 actually looks a little better than the A71. It's crisper, and it might be just because it's smaller and the pixels per inch are a little bit more dense. Yeah. But when I took that out, and they've got those weird like funky slime jelly bean kind of video lock screens on those phones. Mm-hmm. That one stood out right away. I was like, wow, look at that screen on that cheap phone, right? Mm-hmm. So it was. That's A51's quite interesting.
That's one thing that Samsung is really good about. Is it doesn't matter if you get like a $200 Samsung or $1,000 Samsung. They really put a lot of effort into making sure that their phones have really nice looking screens. They have a really good user experience nowadays.
Yeah. Let's not talk about the J series.
But yeah, the A51, I saw that not the 5G model, but I saw the regular A51 when I was at CES back in January, and I took a video of that and the A71 and the A90 with the 5G model, and I was really impressed with them. It's like they made them look premium, but they made them look kind of like nice and catchy as well with the way they look on the back. Some of them have two tones, some of them kind of have different design. So I think they put a lot of effort into trying to make these mid-tier devices feel like a more premium handset and appealing to people that don't want to spend $1,000 on a phone, but want something good.
Sure, for sure. I think it's. I see a question also. And I don't know if Bogdan 54 is talking about specifically A series phones, but so they're locked, right? They're bootloader locked, of course, and that's for a multitude of reasons that come through Samsung and some T-Mobile policies that I don't have any part of. So I'm not even going to start that holy war. But updates come through as fast as Samsung supports them, or LG or whomever. We do testing and validation, so we validate the software when it's supplied to us. A lot of people, I always notice that that's kind of like a big Twitter thing, especially for me. For as long as I've been doing it. Des, where's my software? Why haven't you approved it? Like. Well, I'm holding them back. I'm just gonna send me $5.
Coffee, not there, guys.
But I get it. I understand the frustration, right? And when I was a product manager for devices, I actually built some systems with the teams so that I could get updates through a little faster. We actually did like software acceptance program where a vendor like Google, for instance, if they wanted to update a piece of software and there was no way for us to verify it because it was a Google Play service or something, how would T-Mobile ever be able to verify it that it worked? We could only verify that it didn't break something. And so we did things like that to help kind of streamline that process and move those things through a little faster. So we understand, and there's a team now that T-Mobile and Sprint have come together. Ryan, who just gave away a Note 20 the other day. If you don't follow him, he's kind of the head of the testing and validation team. He's the vice president now at T-Mobile. Neat guy, and he's super committed to his team communicating the process, talking about what the time frame it takes to go through a software update process. And as soon as software is what we call TA, technically accepted, I can talk about it and I can share that information. And you guys will see posts from me every once in a while. I used to do them super often. It's been a little quiet right now, but you'll see a PSA, a public software announcement, come out, and that's you can go search my handle for PSAs, and I'm usually just telling everybody when software's been approved and when it should roughly be hitting. Because the other trick is, okay, it's approved. When do I get it? Well, if there's 2 million of your phone on the network, and we're going to roll out 1%, 3%, 5%, 10%, and so on, it takes a little time for those things to get out there.
You can't roll all of them out all at once.
Flood the network, right? Just blow it up.
T-Mobile, though, are pretty quick with updates, and that's not because I've been on T-Mobile for like 7 years. Compared to how Sprint used to be and Verizon, I mean, they were miles ahead of those guys.
Sure.
So, there used to be much of an issue for me there.
I see Drew likes easy mode. I'm just reading the chat. And then and then I see phones security updates for 2 years. Some OEMs are even promising 3 years of updates now, which seems that seems like a long time.
I believe you want to see it with Samsung.
One funny thing to me, I noticed whenever I was on the Samsung website last night, not buying the Z Fold 2, is they actually offer it 4-year financing now. And I was like,
for a phone,
4-year financing. I was like, you know what? They just made this announcement where they have 3 years of support now, and it's like you're financing the phone a year longer than the phone is officially supported.
It's funny. We didn't even talk about tablets, right? It's over here behind me. I'll have to grab it in a second.
Plus out and make me really mad and jealous.
Okay.
Yeah, I knew it.
It can take up the whole screen.
Hold on.
There it is. What do you guys think?
I pre-ordered mine today. I love Samsung tablets. I've got an S6 right now. So
I'll get it right there. It is so thin and it is so sturdy feeling, and it is just the only thing I don't like is this where the pen goes. This is the dumbest thing ever. Right? It's terrible.
I hope that
I got my iPad Pro to get one of those. That's how I've not been interested in Android tablets for a long time because they've been, and that really caught my eye.
This thing is 120 hertz screen,
OLED
stereo, 4 speakers. I've been using it all summer long, so I've had this one for a really long time.
It's got like a 10,000 milliamp battery too.
It's got a little over 10,000. It's just super dependable. It's got a keyboard case, and the case has a little trap door to hold the pen in. The pen's here somewhere. I don't know where the pen is, but it comes with a couple cool preloaded. Comes with Canva, which is like a little bit of a graphic
thumbnails.
Right. Yeah, for thumbnails, right? For a little graphic design type app, which I've used for our my wife's business. Do a little social media posts and some graphics work for her. It comes with some kind of now I have to look it up. I forget what it's called. It is called Clip Studio, I think. Clip Studio, and it's like a illustrators or like a comic book artist's app. That's not for me, but it's got cool stuff. So they're trying to really show that you can in fact use this similar to using an iPad with a pencil, right?
I feel like that they've been a little behind because the iPad Pro came out a couple of years ago, and it's really been the forefront of like a productivity tablet that's kind of a laptop replacement. This capable of it. Samsung, I feel like they're really trying. It was good with the S6, but I really feel like they're trying to push into that area more to try and directly compete with these, laptop replacement, fully functional productivity tablets.
And it's cheaper than the iPad as well. That's the other thing. They're beating the iPad on price. So,
and it comes with stylus.
Yeah.
And it comes with what?
It comes with the S Pen, so you don't have to pay extra for it.
Yeah.
I mean, the sacrifice is they put it in the worst place ever on the back, but
well, and you can always get a third-party case to hold it to. I think the other thing too is, and I'm gonna again, I don't have my cheat sheet with me. I think this one comes with wireless DeX, which is cool because again, I can throw this device's screen to a big TV next to me.
Yep.
What I was going to say is I've been using it all summer. We took a short trip in the middle of summer to Palm Springs to visit some relatives, and this was my Disney Plus, my Netflix, my check email, my managed Slack messages, and this was the workhorse that let me triage and do a little work on the side and keep the family entertained. Like we had 6 people in the house, all family members watching Hamilton, and it was Disney Plus pumped out of the USB-C port up to an HDMI port on the TV, just through a cable, right? I mean, just like little things like that, basically mirroring the screen.
And the keyboard too.
Pardon?
That keyboard case, especially with the.
I actually haven't used it. There, it's back at the office, and we haven't been in the office in months. So it's like I'm sure it would be great. But I can say that I never complained about you even using this with its on-screen keyboard.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Well, just to give you a heads up, I've been watching my timer. We just hit the 30 minutes here because I know you got.
No worries. We got about 10 more, I think.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, we can stretch it. We can stretch it a little bit.
I have a question.
Yeah.
No pre-order on the Fold 2, correct? It's just straight for sale on the 18th.
Yeah, just come. Well, here was my joke. I see TK Bay joined us. What's up?
Hey, TK.
So my answer to that, Dan, is you can pre-order it on the 18th, and we will hand it to you the minute you pre-order it.
What?
It's instant gratification.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So no, it's just for sale. I think that one. I think some of the thinking behind that too, especially for a Fold, people want to see it. They want to go in. They want to be able to touch it. They want to feel it. The black. We'll have the black on display in many T-Mobile stores. It's a lot of them. I know that. So you can get in there. You can see it. This is new and different technology, kind of like Duo, right?
Yeah.
To be perfectly honest, you've got to touch, feel, see that thing before you make that investment, because it's not for everybody. It's and so you need to have that opportunity before you plop down the money, because you may not there could be remorse. People get $2,000 or whatever it is, like it's in that realm. I know we haven't announced pricing. Everybody else, I think, has. So we can't be far off, right? It's going to be in that. It's going to be in that neighborhood unless we do something really awesome. But it's not cheap. So with that kind of investment, it's a little bit like I'm a fan of the new Ford Bronco, and
that looks so nice.
I plot my money down for Bronco, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to spend maybe $50,000 never seeing this car. I'm insane. And my wife's like, you're insane. But it's one of those things where I think I know. And now it's just making options and choices. It's that, or it's like a Cybertruck, right?
Yeah,
it's the same thing. And I've got a reservation in for that too. I feel like that's a little bit more of a figment of my imagination. I don't know if we're ever going to actually see that thing.
PK here says it's faster than Samsung singing out. I thought the ship date was the 19th for the Fold. Is it?
They ship on the 18th to get to you to the 21st. Supposedly, that's what I was told.
So that means that basically you can walk into the T-Mobile store and get it on day one, as opposed to having to wait till it gets in the mail.
The store over the road, like 2 minutes walk, they will have one.
I'm gonna go check my notes here really quick and just make sure I'm even telling you guys the right date. That'd be terrible if I was lying.
You're gonna be like, well, there's like 14 people. It's okay. It's a wonderful
device. Rope around my neck. Don't worry.
It's such a wonderful device. It's just the cost of admission is really high for a lot of people. So I
understand it though. I think it's the technology you're getting, and then the way they've improved that front screen. Because you look at this Galaxy Fold now, and it looks like you bought it from Wish.com compared to the new one. It's such a big difference. Wow. Well, it is though. That front screen on that looks like.
Really? So here's what I think you can consume media on the front screen, no problem. I think typing, it's still narrow for me. And it's funny because typing's a little narrow on the front screen and it's a little wide on or they call it the cover screen, right? So cover screen, it's a little narrow. And then on wide, you guys have seen the split keyboard?
Yep.
There's a goal.
Yeah, that's a little bonkers for me. And so then I'm just trying to go in here and do it, right? And so it just seems strange that that's your that is the keyboard. So
Yeah.
bizarre.
Yeah.
I was just talking to Dan about that earlier because I like the novelty of this form factor, but when the rubber meets the road, I'm an intense communicator on my phone. I'm constantly typing. So I very much prefer having my Z Flip, which is perfect for me for communicating, or the Note, as opposed to this because, yeah, the front screen is narrow, which I find it more convenient to use the front screen a lot of times. I always want to sit there with it open, and then, of course, it's kind of large for one-handed use, but that's a lot of distance for your thumbs to travel whenever you're typing a lot. And you'll get thumb fatigue if you use it a lot.
Yeah, it's different. I see TK's asking, how do I like flex mode? I think flex mode, that is the cool part about, both your Flip and the Fold both have this flex mode. And I think I
like that.
Interesting, right? That's where, and they have the little, I forget what they call their shortcut thing where you can open 2 apps at the same time.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't have this going on?
Not yet. Give it a little time.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's a big improvement because I have my original one, and that's not. I figured, okay, yeah, they don't have it in there. It's kind of heavy. There's some real cam and hinge work that has to go into that. And then I got the Z Flip. I'm like, man, I wish my Fold did this, and then voila, the new one does it. So
sure.
There's been a lot of refinement with the Z Fold too.
Yeah, for sure. I like the camera things. This one you can film. Right, you can use here. I forget. So you can light this up as if here. I can do it really fast. I'm pretty sure they demoed this, but if not,
use the primary cameras, but use the
yeah. So we have this, and then you turn this on, and then see now I can use my big powerful cameras, my wide angle lens, whatever I want to do, and see it here with my viewfinder. So if I'm vlogger guy or whatever the case may be.
People like to use the primary cameras because typically the primary camera on the back of the phone is the best one. So in a lot of phones, it's kind of a sacrifice having to use the lesser quality front-facing camera. So being able to do that is really, really nice.
Well, and another thing that I noticed about Note, for example, is manual video mode. We talk about what we're shooting on. I've actually shot a lot more on Note 20 Ultra because it has manual video and it has focus peaking and some things, some nerdy things that I like. But this also has manual video, but the limitation is manual video for both Note and this is in the main cameras, not on the front facing. And so because of that, with Note, you don't have a viewfinder, whereas with this, you have a solution for that. So if I go into my manual video mode, Pro Video,
Pro Video.
And then I turn on my little viewfinder. So now I have the ability to go in, I can get all my settings taken care of and my viewfinder. So I all the settings are back here, right? But my viewfinder to line up my shot is still over here. And so I'm getting that benefit. Now the trick is I have to find something to hold it. Right? New challenge.
This one's gonna be a riot for that game where the thing pops up and you flip your head down, little.
Oh, heads up. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
I don't know if you can answer this. I'll put it up there because he's asking just to see. Can you comment on the battery life or not? Don't worry about it.
I feel like it lasts a long time. I have not used it as my primary device in a few weeks now. I'm no longer, I'm not really having, and that's true for, I'm looking at all these Samsungs and everything that's on, the Velvet. I think here's the problem is that phones don't die in a day anymore. And my lifestyle, especially at home now with COVID and everything, I put on the charger every night. And so heavy use is on any phone is getting me through an entire day. And that's the way it should be. The phone should last the entire day or until you can get to that charger, right? So if you were at the office and you forgot your charger at home, you'd be fine.
And they have really good charging now too.
Yeah. And so for me, I have a Samsung wireless charging pad up on my my nightstand, right? And so Note, watch, go there, boom, they're down. When I'm using my OnePlus, drop the OnePlus on there. Dan, before you got on, I use a OnePlus 8 Pro quite a lot. In fact, I game almost exclusively on that. So if you guys ever want to play a little PUBG Mobile, I am sunburn, so that when you get killed, it says you were killed by sunburn.
All right.
So, have you seen your Call of Duty guy?
Yeah, we both play Call of Duty. I mean, I play.
Yeah, he's rubbish though. He's absolutely crap at it. And I have to carry him all the time. That's why I'm fat. I have to have a big back to carry his crap ass. That's why it is. You know.
That's why he eats all the extra food, so he can carry me in Call of Duty.
Yeah. So I see a couple of comments. I'm gonna wrap it up here in a couple minutes. I see Tab S7 Plus. Anyone? Fold is cool. Yeah, I mean, if you're using a Note and then a Tab, you're kind of in the same boat. That's what the Fold is for. The Fold is a tablet that then folds in half and becomes a phone in your pocket. So that makes sense. It
would be nice if they did have an S Pen on that. I can understand they can't because of the screen.
Yeah, but the screen, right? And then think about the additional cost. There's always a premium to get the response capabilities built into the screen for the S Pen. So that adds up too. And,
which they did lower to the 9 millisecond response time now, which is really fantastic. It's essentially lagless feedback, so you don't have all that trailing behind you when you're riding.
Yeah, for sure. Any other questions I can answer for you guys before I have to roll on out of here?
I think that's about it. Thank you so much again for stopping by. It was totally cool having you on here tonight. I mean, Dan didn't end up showing up.
Oh yeah, I was trying.
He was afraid I was going to take over.
Spoke to you on Twitter many times, and I'm like, gotta get on there and speak.
I told him, I said, since you didn't show up today, I talked to Des and he's going to show up, and he's like, nah, I'll try and be there.
I see that the TK says I should start my own vlog, so I'll get on that tomorrow. And since TK's on, and I'll do another little shout out. So again, I'm super proud of the video that we're launching tomorrow. It's for Velvet. Velvet, LG is. I was an LG product manager for a long time at T-Mobile for G3 and G4 and all of these series devices. So it's a lot of fun. So check that out tomorrow. Share it, like it. We will be doing a giveaway. I know T-Mobile is going to do a giveaway for sure on at least the YouTube channel. But if you guys will have me, I'd love to come back and chat more tech again in the future. This is totally fun, and you guys have a great fan base here.
Yeah. Is the red velvet coming to T-Mobile?
You'll have to wait and see. That's kind of. I would always say this. Think historically what color we dislike the most.
Yeah, I know, but it looks so good as well. It's like
I can confirm this. I'll tell you, at least these are the two I have.
Okay. Oh wow. So, we got the same, didn't we? We got the mirrors. It's like
yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. But yeah, stay tuned tomorrow, and appreciate you guys having me on.
Thank you, Des.
Thank you so much again. You have a wonderful evening, and you're welcome back here anytime. So
thanks you guys. All right, take care. Bye.
Bye. Cool.
So now you're gonna bail out now that Des is gone?
Yeah. See you guys. Peace.
Well, I'm glad you could show up because I know that you've been wanting to visit with him for a while. So it was super cool that he came on here tonight. And it was funny because I after we got done playing Call of Duty yesterday, I was like, crap, I guess I'll try and find somebody to come on the show tomorrow. I mean, you're very replaceable, so it wasn't too difficult.
Yeah. Well, you can't do it on your own. We always know that, don't we? Huh? I mean,
I can, but, people already have to you're like a throttling block for me. You just stop talking.
Talk to yourself. All right.
I can talk to myself forever. I can sit here for 2 hours.
But you're never wrong as well. That's the thing.
No, never wrong. So... so I had messaged him, and then he got back with me this morning, and he was like, yeah, sure, let's make it happen. I'm like, dude, that'd be great, especially because it was cool he could show off all that stuff, because you and I both really want the new Samsung Tab S7. Of course, I pre-ordered my S7 Plus today, really excited about that, but yeah, it was cool.
I get 10% at Best Buy.
I forgot about it.
Yeah, so I get the 850 one's only $764 because it's my birthday voucher.
I used my birthday voucher for my Fold, and that's why it worked. I walked in and the guy's like, I don't think this is going to work. I'm like, well, I looked online under the stuff and it didn't say that this was not an option. So he he scanned the barcode, and yeah, it got me my 10 or 15% off. That's why I only paid $1,800 for mine, as opposed to like the $2,000, or I saved like $200 basically.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, and I'm going to hold on to this. It was funny. I was thinking about it earlier. I'm like, yes, I could trade it in and save $800 off of the new one, but then I still have to come out of pocket $1,400 to pay for the rest of it. So I was like, I could do that, but if I don't, I'm saving myself $1,400, and I still have this one. So
you're going to buy the new one,
maybe at some point.
No. You are going to buy the new one.
I've ordered something else today.
You're going to buy the new one. We just end that conversation right there, because just like I wasn't buying a Note, just like you wasn't buying a Note, just like I wasn't going to buy an S7 Plus, just like you wasn't going to buy an S7 Plus, guess what?
Okay, well, it's going to have to be a little while, because my bank account is hurting right now.
Bullshit.
So anyway, yeah, did I tell you earlier? I ordered the Duo today.
I played with one today. I couldn't tell you. I went to Best Buy and they took it off the thing for me.
Who doesn't have one?
Right. Well, they took it off, so I didn't have to. My Best Buy, because they know me, they let me walk around with the phones. And I played with the AT&T version. That sucker better have an update on the day that it's officially going to launch, because that is some janky ass software. Let me tell you.
That's what I've heard, and I know that's one of the reasons I think they really don't want the reviewers showing that stuff off in unboxings, is because
screens flickering and flashing and stuff. Oh, it's janky.
So I'm looking forward to it, and I didn't get excited about it until I made that video and I did some introspection and I did some research about, is the Microsoft Surface Duo the new BlackBerry? And no, it doesn't have a physical keyboard, but if you think about it from a philosophical and a multitasking perspective, if you look at kind of what we would expect from like 2010, 2005 in 2020, it's probably going to be one of the most versatile professional communication devices that you can get.
Yeah.
In so many ways. I mean, you get the Microsoft Surface Pen. You also have the keyboards on there. You've got the dual menu collaboration. Plus, it's great because you can have it pop up certain features on one side versus the other.
It works. It's great. And I don't know whether it was because AT&T had their own like demo mode software on there, and that's why it was an issue. And
Probably.
But it was confusing the thing terribly. The build quality on it is fantastic, and it's so thin. You don't actually realize how thin it is until you grab a hold of it. It's so thin. Even when closed, it's about as thick. It's about as thick as the camera hump on the back of the Note.
That's what I was watching on the video yesterday, and I was showing my wife.
Bigger, but it's like it's so thin, and the hinge on it is so nice.
When it's folded closed, it's still slightly thinner than the Note 20 Ultra, and then when it's unfolded, it's like a third of the thickness. It's like incredibly thin.
Yeah.
So
well engineered.
My concern is, it's like I want to be able to, because I know I have some hangups with, you can't use anything on the outside. There's no camera on the outside. You basically have to fold the thing open. But with that seamless hinge, it basically folds open back to back. So I know you could leave it in your pocket open. But I do worry about that because, of course, all glass will scratch. It doesn't matter what glass it is. Some piece of felt or cotton inside of your pocket is going to give it micro abrasions. And then it drives me crazy. So I don't see Microsoft really having any OEM screen protectors for sale when this thing comes out. And that's fine. You don't need it when you can close it. That works fine. But I'm not going to feel comfortable opening it. And they're not going to be able to put a glass one, because if you put a glass one in there, it's going to create a gap.
Exactly.
So I don't know. We'll see. But
level 6, deeper grooves at level 7.
Yeah, every single one of them. So
even the Invictus.
Yeah, TK puts it very well right here, and he says, "Our pockets are hurting this month." Yes.
God, yeah.
I've had this conversation with several people because I bought the Z Flip 5G, which I love that phone. And then I bought the Note 20 Ultra, and now it's like the Duo. There's so many stinking phones right now that have come out, and they're all expensive.
My Note got put back in its box tonight, and they sent me the label. I am done with the Note. I can't. It died yesterday after 4 hours.
Mine today got me about 4.5 by the time I got down to 20%.
I put mine on charge before I left work at 3:30.
I found I mostly mitigated it. It'll get me to 5 or 6 o'clock every day, and thankfully it recharges really fast.
Yeah.
So when it comes to dinner time, when I get done with work for the day, I just go plug it in, and then I pick it up an hour later, or I use it while I'm there laying in bed, and I'm good to go then. So it's fine. But a flagship $1,300 productivity device with a 4,500 milliamp battery should not be doing that. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to make compromises. I'm going to use it the way I want to use it.
I could have turned all my stuff off and run it. Why would I want to run it like the $1,000 Note 20? Because that's what you have to do with it to get 6-7 hours out of it. I know some people don't, and I'm really happy for you people that have got a Note that's got a decent battery. Great. I wish I did, but I've had 2 of them now, and they've both been dumpster fires when it comes to battery. And it's just a sad fact. It really is.
It really is, yeah.
A shame. It's an awesome device. I love the Note. I'd love to be able to keep it, but I cannot. I hate the thought of 2 o'clock I've got to throw my phone on charge.
I should have just returned mine and just got the Z Fold 2.
I'm surprised you didn't. You still can't you?
Today is the last. I mean, I would have to click the return label tonight and get them to send me my phone back. But the problem is with that. I mean, yeah, I paid like $1,000 for this phone after the trade-in because I just got $400 for the S10e. But I gave my S20 Ultra to my son, and I need this for the versatility because I still use a lot of recording with the camera on the phone, and this one is significantly better, I feel, with the focus issues than the S20 Ultra. Plus, also the stylus and then the microphone pickup is so good. So the problem with the Z Fold is it's kind of hard to do that the way that it is. You can't really, while it's folded, you can't put it on a tripod mount. You can't do a lot of stuff with it because of those 2 screens. I tried it with my regular Fold. So it's just, I need a slab like this with the camera capabilities, and ultimately camera is still better than on the Z Fold 2 even.
True. Yeah,
I'm sure I will end up with one at some point, but today is not that day.
See, J-Lac, get one of those 0-lemon huge battery cases, problem solved. $1,400 for a Galaxy Note device. I shouldn't need to put a 0-lemon, strawberry, orange, or any other fruit on the side of my phone to make it get through the day. A Galaxy Note is a productive phone. It's there so you can monster battery, get you through all day, no problem. You can do all your stylus stuff. It's meant to be your productivity device. My 2 are like half productivity because I can't get the other half of the day out of it. So,
and it's very frustrating. It's not one of those ones where it's like, all right, yeah, this is okay, that's okay, and the battery life is it's a really amazing phone. It's the most impressive Note device I've ever used, and it's frustrating because I love it so much, and it's handicapped by the battery. So it's a very frustrating experience.
It's very, very annoying. I wish that I could tolerate it. I just can't tolerate it. It annoys me when it does it. I just want to throw the phone to the side. So.
Oh, and best regards from USA as well. Alejandro said best regards from Mexico down there.
Nice. I don't expect most phones to give me more than 10 hours at most. Great. I expect most phones to give me 6-7 hours.
As long as that 6 hours is the magical screen on time for me. Like, the problem with me is I don't want to have to think about the battery. If I'm only getting 5 hours, about the 4-hour mark, I start getting that like mental anxiety about, oh, my phone, is it going to be enough to get home from work? Am I going to be able to do this? I got to go put it on the charger in the middle of the day when I need my phone. So I have to start thinking about those things too early in the day. If it gets me home with 20-30%, and then I can plug it in, that's fine. But I don't want to have to mitigate what I'm doing halfway through the day to make sure that I can get home.
TK, I think you got yours unlocked from Samsung, right?
That's where I buy all my Samsungs.
Whereas I've had 2. They replaced my first one from T-Mobile. I had a black one first, then I got the white one second because they thought I had a dud phone. And I actually believed I had a dud phone. And this is what's so annoying about it. And this is why it's got to be software related. My first full charge, full day on the replacement, with everything balls to the wall, I got over 9 hours screen on time. The second day, I got 5. The day after that, I got 4.5.
I don't understand what it is. I've tried turning off Wi-Fi. I've tried turning off 5G. I've tried putting on adaptive brightness. I have tried so many different combinations. 5G on, turn on adaptive brightness or turn on adaptive battery and turn off Wi-Fi. I've tried so many different configurations and I cannot find a way to. The best I got was about 6.5, close to 7 hours, and that was with 120 hertz off in like medium battery saving mode and adaptive brightness. I got close to 7.
Medium battery set. Your device is running at 70%. So why bother?
Yeah, you're basically have a Note 9. I mean, well, sorry, you basically have a Note 10 because the Snapdragon 865 Plus is 30% more powerful than the 855. So basically, you're turning your Note 20 Ultra into a year-old Note 10 Plus.
That's it. And then I know it's definitely software because that adaptive learning, I can't remember what they call it now, the adaptive power, whatever it's called, where your battery's supposed to learn how you use your phone and then improve your battery.
Optimization mode and adaptive battery.
That drains your battery. It does the opposite. It drains your battery far more. And that's why I found that if I don't know why it was on. Mine was on straight away. So I turned it off and I got an extra 45 minutes to an hour out of mine, but not on the second day. On the second day, it decided, forget about that. You're going back to 4.5 hours.
Yes, Ed has it right here. Yeah. BlackBerry is coming back, and it will. Yes, I can pretty much guarantee without even knowing what the specs are, it will have good battery and productivity. I'm really excited about that. It's interesting right now because we're kind of in this new dawn of this new form factor era. Like we got the Fold, we got the Z Flip, we got we've got some other foldable devices. You look at the Duo, you look at this new LG Wing that's coming out, which I saw the stuff on that today, and it just looks crazy. So we're going to have like 3, 4, 5 different types of different kind of form factors going into 2020. And then, of course, if the rumored Pixel, folding device,
phones that are going to be coming. Yeah,
people. The next 12 months are going to be really, really exciting whenever it comes to a lot of this stuff that's going on in the phone world. So. Me as a phone nerd and a tech geek, I'm all about it. The only problem is my wallet is not all about it.
Yeah. Hopefully we can get a sniff at that LG phone. Hopefully.
I hope so.
It'd be nice.
I sent a message to someone earlier, and I was like, "So the 17th, huh?" He's like, "I don't know. I mean, that's what they're saying." I'm like, "Well, I'm not fishing for information." He's like, "Oh no, I'm just being coy." I'm like, "Look, I'll buy you a bottle of wine and a steak later. All right."
Is it the person I think you're talking to?
Yeah. I would get a hard time, but I'm hoping because I'm assuming this is going to be a rather more premium device. It's probably going to have a higher price tag.
Probably.
So my concern is I know that, yes, I've got the last 2 LG phones. You've got this one as well. I'm hoping that they'll still have enough that they can push them out to some smaller reviewers like us and not just send it to like the big name people. So we'll see what happens. I'm really crossing my fingers hoping to get one because I've been really happy with what LG's done over the last year or two.
Velvet and the V60. The V60 for me is still, the Note would have been my favorite phone this year if the battery was right. The V60 is still, when it comes to flagship, my favorite phone.
That battery lasts forever.
Yeah, it's just great. I love the V60. I thought it was fantastic. And I love the Velvet. The Velvet was great. I just couldn't use it on anything other than a carrier that I don't have. So...
yeah, that's frustrating. And I just reached out yesterday, and there's basically no hope of getting this thing unlocked. So it's frustrating because I really, really do love this device. It's got a beautiful screen. It's got this nice, smooth form factor. The cameras are good. I mean, it's
$599. It's a steal. I think that phone is a steal at $599.
It is a fantastic phone. So I'm hoping for good things out of this Wing phone, and I hope that. I wonder what the official name is going to be. I know that people are calling it
the Explorer Project.
There you go.
The name like LG Explorer Project.
I don't know. I'm hoping they get one. Okay, cool. Says I'll let you know. They did say they would send one my way. So hopefully we'll pick one up as well.
Yeah,
that'd be really cool. I have a feeling that I probably will, so I'm not too worried about that. But I'm really excited about this because we've got like the Fold that comes out right now, the Z Fold 2. We've got this new Wing phone, the Explorer project coming out. We've got the new iPhone just on the horizon. We've got the new Pixel coming out.
2 of them.
I had a dream last night that both of them showed up on my door in these nondescript boxes, and they were like these small little thin boxes with just like a phone in them, like nothing else. I'm like, but they both and it just little print on the bottom picks up. I was like, oh, I guess I'm thinking about phones too much, but yeah, exciting times right now. I'm just waiting for some of the less expensive ones to start coming out.
Yeah. Them Pixels, they're going to be good value. There's no if the 4A is exceptional value at $350, so they're only going to be good value again, surely.
Yeah. Here with regard to the Note 10 Lite, I sold that a few months ago, but I was getting 5-6 hours screen on time out of that. But here's the thing with that though, I paid like $389 for that. Not
more acceptable then.
Yeah. See, here's the thing. It's not so much that 5 to 6 hours of screen on time is not acceptable. It's unacceptable from the industry leading flagship productivity device that costs $1,400. Yeah. If I get 5 to 6 hours of screen on time out of a phone that costs me $500-$400, I'm fine with that.
When my Pixel 4a is getting double the screen on time pretty much as a $1,300 productivity flagship, there's something wrong.
I do think it's software, and that's the other reason I did go ahead and hold on to it. I think it's going to get better. They're going to have to address it, but hopefully it doesn't mean gimping the phone to do it.
I just don't see. I can't understand what's going on with that software. I mean,
they're not going to acknowledge it publicly. They'll just try and fix some things and be like, "Oh, we improved battery life."
And I kind of not want to send mine back in because of that, but I'm just like.
Yeah, but you also want the fold, so.
Yeah, but
it's really expensive. And the thing is, I've never really been impressed by like these special models when it comes to phones. But that new Tom Brown package looks so nice. That leather, the matching accessory.
$300, nice.
No, I would never pay that much for it. But if money were no object and I could just swipe my debit card inconsequentially, I would totally get that one because I think it looks great.
Yeah, it does. It looks fine. It looks far better than the Z Flip version did. It looks a lot better.
It's like with the Note, the first one that did Tom Brown was the original Z Flip, wasn't it?
Yes, the first. Z Flip.
Yeah, the original Z Flip. Now this one, it's like before it was kind of an afterthought, like, oh, here we just painted this thing on there. But like they really went into detail and really made this like a special thing now with the packaging, all the matching stuff, throwing it all together. And Zach was almost your replacement tonight.
As if by magic.
Yeah, so Dan couldn't make it, and then I was like, "Oh yeah, Des is going to come on tonight." He's like, "I'm going to go give my father-in-law some NyQuil. I'll be on in a little bit."
It just everything timed just perfectly. The wife went to the store.
Like, here, would you like? Here, let me give you the shooter with your wine.
Benadryl. It's some of my medical marijuana.
It's like here's 3 ounces of Benadryl with your soda.
Yeah, take a blast on this vape.
It's a Shirley Temple.
Yeah.
So yes, that's why Dan is here. He couldn't resist himself. So I mean, if his wife murdered.
No, I wasn't actually. Even up until like 20 minutes before this started, I said I'm not going to make it. More than likely, I'm not going to make it. I didn't know I was going to make it until about 8:31, and I was live at 8:33. So
you just show up halfway through.
Yeah. I always try, but
it's all right. You didn't miss much other than me talking anyway.
I know. It was nice to actually hear somebody else talk for once. It was great. No BlackBerry bullshit. It was all just great. It was great. Thanks for that.
You're welcome. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and call it a night. It's 3 after the hour.
Yeah. I've got 3 lobsters to go and pick apart.
The lobster's so good, though. I love lobster.
Oh, them that he brought up down from Maine. Oh, he picked them up last night at 6 o'clock. And then we've had them tonight, 2-pound hard shell Maine lobsters and 5 pounds of steamers.
Wow. That's a nice dinner.
It was good.
I had some Panda Express for dinner. It was nowhere near as nice as the lobster.
Panda Express around here sucks.
It wasn't good at all. I felt like a couple of years ago it was better, but the one down the street just gone like downhill.
Years ago, Panda Express, but nowadays it's like the Taco Bell of Chinese food.
Yeah, except Taco Bell is basically like gourmet cuisine prices now because they jack their prices through the roof. Like, we're going to get rid of all the good stuff, and we're going to raise the price. They don't even have Nacho Supreme anymore.
Value menu.
No triple layer nacho, no Nacho Supreme. You got to go straight for the $5 Nacho Bel Grande. I'm like, I don't want a Nacho Bel Grande. I just want my dollar chips with my. I really like the triple layer nacho with the nacho cheese, the beans, and the red sauce.
And then after all that, and they've put the prices up, and they only offer these different things that it's nowhere near as much as they did. They still get your order wrong.
They do
every time.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
It's cost me like the same price to go to Taco Bell now as it does for me to go to Chipotle. Just for me.
Lunch is $10, $12 nowadays. Just like a Taco Bell, $10, $12. I'd feed a family 10 years ago at Taco Bell for that.
Oh yeah, I mean, I remember before I joined the military, like I used to mow like 10, 12 lawns a week. And me and my buddy, like 2 or 3 days, we'd go mow like 2 yards before lunch, and like 2 yards after lunch, and we'd stop at Taco Bell. $5 bill. I'd get 2 bean burritos, a chili cheese burrito, and a medium drink, and have like a quarter left over.
Yeah, and a taco pack for like $6, 10 tacos or something like that.
Yeah. The grande meal. You used to get legitimately like 10 burritos or 10 tacos. It was like $6.50, and you could top it off with like a Nachos Bel Grande or a Mexican pizza for like an extra $1 or $2. Like you get all that for less than 10. And now I can get a nachos. I can get basically now a Mexican pizza and a chalupa with nacho cheese because they charge extra for that.
Yeah.
And a drink, and it's like $12 or $11. It's freaking crazy.
It's insane. Yeah, it's insane.
All right, well, now this is turned in from Unhinged Tech to Unhinged Taco Bell.
Taco Bell, yeah.
I guess we'll go ahead and call it a night. But thanks so much, everybody, for stopping in tonight and hanging out with us. And it's been a good time. It was great, of course, having Des on here as a guest.
Make sure you watch out for T-Mobile's YouTube channel tomorrow morning for Desi's next unboxing.
Yeah, so apparently the Velvet is coming to T-Mobile, I guess, tomorrow or something like that. So they're going to do a cool unboxing. So, yeah, check that out with the T-Mobile channel in the morning. And I should be doing my weekend block party thing on Friday. I don't think Dan's going to make it because he's got family in town.
Yeah, definitely not Friday. We're organizing to go out somewhere.
So yeah, Friday night should be fun, though. I'm actually off the next 5 days, so I'm really looking forward to that. I took the next 2 days off from Monday's Labor Day. I'm taking my first like more than 3 days off at one point in time in like the last 2 years. So I'm hoping to play some video games, enjoy some stuff, get some sleep, watch some movies, and I've got some videos to make. I got one I got to shoot tonight for tomorrow, so that'll be fun. But yeah, lots of cool stuff. Come back Friday night, and we'll have a good time. And otherwise, y'all have a wonderful, safe week, and we'll be back next Wednesday, of course, for our regularly scheduled Unhinged Tech Show. And thanks a lot, and we'll see y'all again soon.
Later.